What's going on, everybody? It's your boy JP, back with another video, and today I have a good one. I've been waiting to do this video. I have been using this phone for, man, I think I've been using it for about a week and a half now, and I am absolutely loving this phone. I am going to try something new, well, kind of new. I promised a year ago I wouldn't blab as much and I'd make my videos shorter because they are, after all, just overviews and not reviews. So there's no reason why they should be as long as most of them are. I know. And got good about it for a little while. Then I kind of veered off again. But there is a lot to cover with this phone. And really quick before I lose it. As you can see, let me zoom in. I have 5G. And that is right. It is with AT&T. I don't know if I can pull up the AT&T thing now. There it is. AT&T, as you can see, 5G. And this is the global Xiaomi Mi 10. Now, the Mi 10T. Now, let me make it clear. This is the Mi 10T, not the 10T Pro that is all over YouTube already. There's not a single video for the 10T. There is starting to pop up a few for the Mi 10T Lite, but that is an entirely different device in terms of specs. It's a great phone, I might add, for its price though. But if I get that, I'll save that for that video if that, you know, if I do end up going that route. I haven't decided yet. But really quick, I'm gonna go over the bad really just right fast. The Mi 10T, the major difference between the Mi 10T and the Mi 10T Pro is the camera. This one right here, you get a 64 megapixel main rear lens, whereas the main rear lens on the Pro is the 108 megapixel. That's it. That's it. Everything else is the same. I think the gigabyte, the RAM capacity starts off smaller with the 10T as opposed to the Pro. The Mi 10T starts with 6 gigs, which is what this is, with 128 gigs internal, no expansion. And the Pro starts with 8 gigs of RAM. The regular 10T, the non-Pro, does have an 8 gig variant. But the reason why I went with, and that's normally the one I would have went with, the middle one. The reason why I went with the cheapest one available with the 6 gigs and the non-Pro is to show you how great of a phone you can get for the price. This phone is by far the champion. The champion. As you know, as a lot of y'all know, I'm a big fan of the Redmi K30, the K30 Pro, the K30 Ultra. I'm sorry, the Redmi K30 Ultra. It was everything the Pro was, but I had 120 Hz AMOLED instead of a 60. But they swapped the Snapdragon 865 for the Dimensity 1000 Plus, which a lot of people kind of, threw their nose up at. But as I demonstrated in my video, processor, it was just as good. But for those that still want the Snapdragon 865 with the with the higher refresh rate, here you go. Now, and with that said, another reason why I bring up the K30 Ultra is because in China, this phone will be rebranded as a Redmi K30 series phone, the K30S Ultra. Basically just putting the K30 with the punch hole design already and not the pop-up together with the K30 Ultra, not because of the pop-up, but because of the higher refresh screen, because you're getting the Snapdragon 865 with the higher, refresh rate, but not just a higher refresh rate. This doesn't go up to 120 hertz like the K30 Ultra. This goes up to 144 hertz, just like the Red Magic 5G and the 5S and the ROG Phone 3. This has a 144 hertz display rate. Flossie Carter's video on the Pro version of this phone, which besides the camera is exactly the same, he said it best in his video. Go check it out. This is the gaming phone from Xiaomi. Okay, if you want a gaming phone that doesn't really have that gaming look as far as physically, that gaming aesthetic that I kind of went over if you watch the video I did to the Blue G90 Pro, where it's advertised as a gaming phone, but it didn't have the huge bezels like your Red Magics, your Black Sharks, your Rock phones. It looked like a modern phone with the 20:1 aspect ratio, the punch hole. It had the more luxurious look. And that's kind of what I went over with the G90 Pro, where it wasn't really a gaming phone aesthetically. Blue just kind of advertised it as such because it was compatible with Fortnite because of the MediaTek G90T processor that it had. This phone is, it has all of the gaming specs that you could think of. Snapdragon 865. The RAM is of no concern, honestly, with gaming. Not with that processor anyways. And it has a 144 hertz display. Refresh rate. Adaptive refresh, as Xiaomi calls it. Works fantastic. And that's why Flossie Carter, called this, the gaming phone from Xiaomi. It besides the Black Sharks, this is what you would get. And really couldn't have said that better myself. Now, the bad, really quick, has the same thing to do with its screen. Yes, it's 144 hertz refresh, but it's an LCD, not an OLED. So a lot of y'all are still going to prefer the K30 Ultra because of the fact that even though it's 120 hertz and not 144, that's not really a big difference. It'd be different if it was 90 versus 144, but it's 120 versus 144, and you're still getting the AMOLED with that. But remember, you're not getting the Snapdragon 865. You'd have to go for the Pogo F2 or the K30 Pro, which is the same phone, which brings the Snapdragon 865 and the OLED, but a 60 hertz, just a standard refresh. So, again, you have to really kind of know what you want. Xiaomi hasn't done, they've done fantastic in these price ranges. I have to give them that. But it's a little confusing too. And I'm saying loosely, it's really actually quite confusing to say the least. But that is the only gripe, that this phone is an LCD instead of an OLED. Other than that, this phone is an absolute champion. And even with an LCD, it is still the champion. And this is coming from somebody who prefers OLED over LCD every day, all day, however you want to say it. That's why I like the new iPhones, because every single one of them is OLED. You don't have to worry about that. The difference between, Retina, LCD, and the Super Retina, etc., etc. They're all full HD, and they're all OLED. Doesn't matter which one you get, okay? I get it. Trust me. I am an OLED fanatic. I never thought I would go back to a daily without an OLED again. Maybe a secondary, but not a primary. But guess what? This 10T has been magnificent as a daily driver. It is the best LCD screen I have ever laid eyes on. I am not the only one that has said that. Many, many reviewers have said that. Some have even mistaken it as OLED. Now, of course, I didn't make that mistake myself. But I'm serious. There's reviewers out there way more professional than me. Tons and tons more viewers and subscribers. Way more trusted than me that thought this was OLED at first. Before reading the specs and, realizing it. That's it. That's it. But here's the killer part. Okay, so you're kind of stuck. You're at an in-between. Snapdragon 865, 144, hertz refresh rate without the huge bezels that typically comes on your gaming phones. And freaking LCD. No OLED. God, it's just, man, it's like it almost had it all. But when you know the price and you take into consideration how good this LCD screen is, it's truly the best. I'm not making this up. You don't have to watch my review. There's plenty of other way better reviews, as I just said. What makes this phone so great is the price. Now, this phone is not officially sold in the US. So to get it in the US, you're going to pay a tax. And I don't mean your sales tax. You're going to have that too if you're ordering off of eBay and if you're from Louisiana like I am. You're going to, but I mean a tax as far as if this is coming from a U.S. seller, which this did, the seller, you know, is going to inflate the price for that import fee that they had to pay first off. Okay, they're gonna inflate that a little bit, and they're gonna inflate it. They're gonna inflate more so because it's the name of the game. They have to make profit. That's what they do. It's a convenience, if you will. You know, it's not their fault. You can't fault them for it. And let me tell you, this is the 6 gig variant, the cheapest Snapdragon 865 model for the 10T series. Because again, you do have the Lite that has the 750G, not the 865. I paid. Now this price has gone up probably because of demand, but it's still under 500 for the 6 gig variant. I think you could still get the 8 gig variant for under 500 as well. But I paid $439 for this. $439, brand new, sealed. Got it the moment it was available, from any U.S. seller, and it, man, just for $440. And I mean, I think I paid like an extra like 27 or so for overnight delivery. But but I paid that. Of course that's on me. But the phone was $440 before sales tax. Not every state or city, county, parish, etc. has sales tax for eBay. That just kind of depended on your area. But before any other fees, it was $440. $440. And that makes me actually wonder how much the seller got them for. To be honest, because even your sites that sell this where it ships from China was more than that. Like gizchina.com or whatever that site is called. Man, $440 for all of these specs. I do not care at that point about an OLED. I mean, I really don't. It is the most gorgeous LCD screen. Side-mounted fingerprint sensor, as you can see. I'm going to show you all the back there. You still get a fantastic 64-megapixel camera. And you get a gorgeous matte design. And what do they call it? Lunar silver. It is a triple camera on the back. It looks like it's a quad, but it's a triple. One of those holes doesn't facilitate anything. I don't know why they did that. Honestly, that was kind of stupid on the design team there. The Pro's like that too. The Pro isn't a quad. It's a triple like this. Just the main sensor is 108 instead of 64 megapixels. But again, your fingerprint sensor is housed in the power button. Watch Flossie's video on that too, because I agree with him as well. Fastest side-mounted fingerprint sensor I've ever used. Volume rocker, USB Type-C, aluminum frame. I mean, the phone is fantastic. It is loud. It is clear. It feels amazing in the hand with that matte finish. It does come with the case. There's your fast charger. It's a 33 watt. And let me tell you too, I know 33 watt is not the fastest, but this sucker charges fast. Like, seriously, it's. I had the OnePlus 8T, which featured 65 watt charging. I had the 55 watt charger for the Red Magic 5S. They're obviously quicker, yeah, but it just seems like this 33 watt, for this phone, it seems like it's more than 33 watts to me for some reason, because it just charges with the snap of a finger. And it has a huge 5,000 milliamp battery. I don't think I've ever gotten this phone below the high 40 percentage. This phone just blazes. I mean, it's crazy. It is what it is, man. I don't even have to say anymore. 6.67 inch, typical Xiaomi fashion. It seems to be their favorite screen size. Their lucky number, 6.67. I round it up and say 6.7. 144 hertz adaptive refresh rate. MIUI 12, Android 10. Um, I mean, that's the only bad thing. It's LCD, but it is the best looking LCD. It's 144 hertz. I mean, and given the price tag 440 that I paid for this, and I know it, is actually cheaper than that. I mean, at 440, I feel like it was a steal. I mean, at 540, it would be a steal. Sorry, but it is true. Y'all, do not sleep on this phone. Seriously, man, this phone is amazing. I mean, I can't say that enough. Um, um, I mean, I just I'm getting 5G right now. Some of my videos I've told y'all that that 5G at my house is hit or miss, but these Xiaomi phones do get 5G, and that proves it. And obviously it's not millimeter wave; it's sub 6. And band N5 for 5G NR for AT&T isn't even listed in the specs. It's listed for the Mi 10T Lite, but not for the Mi 10T and 10T Pro. But as you can see, I get it. And that's it, y'all. I tried to keep this as short as possible. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Yes, I'm very enthusiastic about this phone because it's amazing. This is the champ right here. I'm sorry. But and my Flossie, I know I keep reverting back to his review. This is the third time, maybe even the fourth. But in his words, I'm not even trying to sound like him. I'm not even trying, because I know I do that a lot, because, his videos are my favorite. He's definitely a big influencer of mine. Shout out to him if he ever watches these. But this phone is a triple, quadruple, 5-time, major go. I mean, it's awesome. It really is. I mean, no wireless charging, no expandable memory. I mean, if you want to nitpick, but wired charging is super fast. The build is amazing on this phone. It's big screen, full HD plus. The phone's great, y'all. I'm sorry. There's nothing. I mean, I can just spend another 10 minutes telling y'all how good it is, and I know y'all don't want to hear it. So hit me up in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this phone. Xiaomi Mi 10T. Man, y'all don't sleep on this phone. It's a beast. I mean, this compared to the OnePlus 8T, I'm sorry. It just the OnePlus 8T costs double this amount almost. And that's all you're getting is the OLED. That's it. And you have to hack it just to get 5G to work on AT&T, and it's an officially sold United States phone. Sorry, y'all. Xiaomi has killed it yet again.